Mike, morning.
Jake, good morning. Happy Thursday.
Oh, hey, look, it's our new mug.
Whoever says happen to, well, I have my old one.
I can't believe you're using the old one when we have new ones. It's very rude. I spend
No,
all this
this is
money.
this is branded with my buddy Brian's coffee drive-through logo here. It's
I
I'm
don't know,
I'm
man.
very loyal to local business.
Aren't we a local business?
For me, yeah, since I'm sitting in our office, I'm about as local as we can get, I think.
Right.
Uh,
So you're anyway. Hey, we got a lot to talk about this morning. Closing in on the end of the year, and sure enough, Christmas is ruined.
yeah.
Uh, as somebody said,
Log4j is the war on Christmas.
right, right. We did a panel about it on Tuesday. I'm going to put the link to that panel in the chat. Very well attended. I think our best attended urgent panel yet. People really interested in what they can do, and the panels have become very interactive. But let's just catch people up because now it's been a couple of days and a lot has changed. What's new on the Log4j vulnerability?
Man, I don't want to talk about that.
I'm sorry, you have to.
As all anyone has been talking about for more than a week, and I think everybody needs a break.
They don't.
There's information all over the place about how to detect the vulnerability, how to put controls in place to mitigate it, how to patch up the current. Although I will say that information out this morning or yesterday is saying that the upgrade to 2.16.0 did not fix the problem. So there's that.
Yay!
Right.
I mean, that's not good. uh, yeah, I mean, yikes. All right. When we were doing the panel, you said, you had some good observations and predictions for the short, medium, and long-term implications here. For folks who didn't attend or can't click the link, why don't you just run through those bullets for them? I know you're sick of it, but the world is not sick of it.
Okay. All right. So I expect three versions of the mayhem that is to ensue. So right now, and there's a couple of news articles about this, there are the operators using the Log4j vulnerability to directly deploy ransomware. Okay. So this will be the type of ransomware that's just disruption and extortion. At the same time, other actors are using Log4j to gain persistence so that they can find records, other information to exfil, and then they'll pull the trigger on extortion. And then there are the nation states of the world that are going after the Raytheons and Lockheeds of the world, and they are unlikely to use ransomware for extortion because they don't care about money. They're interested in secrets. So I think there's these three things are going to happen, and then there's going to be this super long tail because everything runs Java and
Mm-hmm.
Log4j is everywhere. So we're going to have to dig it out of medical devices over the next few years, etc. But the big blow up that's coming, I think, is going to have those three parts. It's going to be just straight up ransomware. It's going to be records plus ransomware in the middle. And then longer term, it's going to be nation states that are just there to get persistence and steal secrets.
I mean, you mentioned this in the panel, but I think, it's worth really hammering home and repeating. You think that right now it's stealing records, and then there's going to be a ransomware trigger that happens over the holiday, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's a reasonable assumption to make. Yeah. I mean, because, everybody's going to be short staffed. We keep seeing articles about how everybody's so burned out and
Yeah.
everything. It's a bad sitch coming up over the holiday break.
Well, I've said it before. We don't want to meet anybody the bad way, but
Yeah.
our 800 number is on the website. But I'd much rather you get in touch with us now so we can head it off. I mean, I hate getting the 3 a.m. call from people, especially on Christmas. I mean, you're gonna interrupt my Chinese food eating if you call me on Christmas.
That's right.
All right. So what else made the blast this week? I think people have been so saturated with that. I'm not sure people have been paying attention to the other things going on.
Yeah. Interesting new law in Massachusetts, new privacy law, again, that has huge fines associated with infractions, which is to me another sign that consumers really dislike creepy tracking and having records of their activities and whereabouts sold. Um, you see CrowdStrike and Microsoft got into a little spat with CrowdStrike calling out Redmond for being the cause of security problems while positioning itself as the solution. Okay, which is not unfair, really. Um, uh, and Microsoft came back and said basically sour grapes. Um, not in so many words. Congress passed the NDAA without the provision for mandatory reporting of incidents to CISA, which is a bit of a setback and a further indicator of what happens when you keep electing lawyers and business people that have no knowledge of science or technology.
Yeah, I mean, I love the title of that article. Something about, what was it, how Congress can't even pass the easy stuff about cybersecurity?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on the other hand, didn't Senator Wyden start investigating data brokers, the ones that buy and sell creepy tracking data, as you put it?
Yes, so the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Board, and he called on the CFPB to rein these characters in and do something about the vague regulations, around this kind of business. Specifically, he wants to know how law enforcement keeps ending up with this tracking information without a warrant or any kind of court approval or oversight. Also, a bit of a corollary here. Remember NSO, the Israeli company that makes spyware for governments?
Oh yeah, it's that the Pegasus software, right? Can take over a phone by just sending a message and
Hmm.
keep showing up on journalist and activist devices.
Yep. Well, it looks like NSO has finally read the memo and they're considering discontinuing and selling the Pegasus product. That's what they say. There's also a lawsuit against a United Arab Emirates firm, Dark Matter, which is, I think it's called Dark Matter. Maybe that's a ransomware gang. I don't know. I'm getting
That is the
really
ransomware
confused.
gang.
All right. Well, then it's Black Matter. I don't know.
Wait,
Um,
no, it is dark matter. Black matter is the black. I'm sorry,
okay.
black matter is the ransomware gang.
This is
Yes.
also confusing to me. Um, anyway, this company, Dark Matter, it's implicated in deploying malware to the phone of an activist in Saudi Arabia that was arrested, imprisoned, and tortured, making it very clear what this type of product is routinely used for.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about that kind of software and surveillance here. Never mind. I mean, except for law enforcement that buys tracking information from data brokers without a warrant or any type of oversight. But
Correct.
that's
Yes.
how it goes.
Well, but here to just tie off that fact. NSO is considering selling Pegasus to the Americans.
Well, that makes it good. That makes it
Yeah,
fun.
of course, right?
Hmm.
But that just drives it home. Who leads government now becomes more important than ever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hey, and there was one other thing. There's another big thing that happened this week, which was the timekeeping software ransomware, right?
yeah, Kronos, and I don't think it's called Kronos anymore. It's like UKC, United Kronos Companies. I don't know. Um, it was hit with ransomware, and because their cloud services are all snarled up, um, nobody can do timekeeping anymore. Timekeeping software is disabled everywhere. So I got an early heads up on this from a city in the Pacific Northwest saying that they can't do payroll for police and fire. That's bad. Um, uh, Kronos was real straightforward in their recommendation to everyone, too. They said, activate your business continuity plan, which means pull out the number two pencils. Local governments everywhere are hit pretty hard by this.
Yeah, I mean it's really been quite awful. Somebody said it happened in the middle of their user conference too, which I don't think is true. I think their user conference was back in November, unless the breach happened in
Timekeeping
November.
software has a user conference.
Well, a lot of people use it. It's big. It's
What do
big.
you do at a user conference for timekeeping software? What the heck do you talk about?
You count minutes.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like that was all a big setup to a joke that wasn't that funny, but
No, probably
well
not.
done. Well done.
Mm.
Well done. All right, threats and vulns. What do you got?
So everything is a threat, seemingly. So Log4j and more than 60 new variants. This thing is proliferating like crazy. And the fact that when there is a successful attack, it's followed by patching the vulnerable jar files so that it can't be detected, right? You scan for the vulnerability, go, oh, we're all clear, and no other gang or government can follow them in. So that's bad. There's some new malware called Black Cat that's written in Rust. So that's creative. There's a this is interesting, and this confirms some of the things you and I have talked about. There's a gang, Karakurt or something like that. They say no to ransomware, and they will only extort based on stolen records. So
Oh,
those
they're
are
the good
they're the good
guys.
guys,
They're the good
exactly.
guys. Oh, good.
Thank goodness somebody has come to
Mm.
their senses. So
Oh,
employee burnout is a threat because burned out employees are more likely to download software without permission, use crappy passwords, et cetera, et cetera. um, and worse, about a third of security practitioners say they're looking for the door. There's a bug in billions of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chips that allow password and data theft. So, and I just got to say, credit to Kamala Harris for being the first person to be adequately paranoid about this. Um, there's a Microsoft vulnerability that was just patched that allows application spoofing and malware delivery, and it's being used to deploy the Emotet ransomware, which has seemingly risen from the dead. So I had to reboot 2 computers yesterday. Have you rebooted yet?
yeah, I rebooted.
Okay.
My CISO told me to.
Okay.
Mhm. Hey, and since you said crappy passwords, just remember, just in case you're out of office next week or anyone's out of office, that December 21st is when you officially change your password from fall 2021 to winter 2021. So just get ready for that change.
More correctly, please don't do that. And please attend security awareness training tomorrow. We do it every
That's right.
couple of
We do.
weeks.
And we have 70 people signed up for security awareness training tomorrow. So send people, send people, send
Must
people.
be something in the news that got people really interested
I thought you
in.
were going to say something in the water.
Yeah.
If you and also or people trying to make the end of year, trying to get their folks in before the end of the year. If you need a
Mhm.
link to it, email me, Jake@criticalInsight.com, and I'll kick you over a link. Um, hey, Mike, I read another one in the blast about how burned out the SOC analysts are from everything going on. Tool
Mhm.
overload, attack surface, they're having to monitor. You can imagine all the alerts this week. And when I
Yeah.
say imagine, it's because we have SOC analysts, so you
We
can
don't
just
have
talk
to
to them.
imagine.
Right. I mean, the burnout thing's real.
Yeah.
So, hug a SOC analyst.
Yeah.
Wait, we're in a pandemic. Maybe just send them chocolate.
Just
Um,
yeah, something other than
don't,
pizza.
or yeah, don't hug them. All right. So every week you give us a kicker, something that's funny. Do you have anything funny this week? I think we need something funny. Hamsters. What do you got?
We know of one piece of technology that has the Log4j vulnerability that does not seem to be affected yet.
Ooh, what is it?
And it continues to perform well. And that would be the Ingenuity helicopter or drone or whatever you want to call it. It just set a record for flying for 30 minutes in the Martian atmosphere. And yes, it uses Java. And in fact,
Nice.
there's an old tweet from the Apache Foundation that says Ingenuity is powered by Log4j. That didn't age well.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As some people find out, tweets live forever.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that satellite. It's only a question of time until the Chinese quantum satellite attacks our Martian helicopter, right?
Yes, the Chinese quantum satellite to defend their electric grid. I have no idea what they're talking about with that, because how does a quantum satellite defend your electric grid? I don't know. Chinese are up to something, man. We gotta watch.
I feel like it's a scene from Spaceballs.
Well,
All right. Well, everybody, Mike, are we going to do this next week? I don't know if we're going to do this next week. We'll have to figure that out. But if we
um,
don't see you all, then we'll see you in the new year. If we are going to do this next week, then we'll see you next week. I guess
yeah.
we should talk about that. Yeah, thanks for watching us and thanks for doing this. And, thanks for patching the vulnerabilities with patches that don't quite work.
Hmm.
So thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.